President says, Article 2 says I can do whatever I want. For the past several months, we have been investigating in our committees and litigating in the courts, so the House can gather all the relevant facts and consider whether to exercise its full Article 1 powers, including a constitutional power of the utmost gravity, approval of articles of impeachment. And this week, the President has admitted to asking the President of Ukraine to take actions which would benefit him politically. The actions of the Trump presidency revealed the dishonorable fact of the President's betrayal of his oath of office, betrayal of our national security, and betrayal of the integrity of our elections. Therefore, today, I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry. I'm directing our 6 committees to proceed with their investigations under that umbrella of impeachment inquiry. The President must be held accountable. No one is above the law.
This week on It's Happening Out. First, LGBTQ plus presidential forum.
It would make a big difference in protecting people. And then
Objectification of men. Is it okay?
Or the shirtless baristas.
Name of the company, Dream Boys Espresso.
I feel like this does get like the next level of it.
Downton Abbey on the big screen.
It's under control? Hardly.
Google Focus says September's Recovery Month.
And not thinking, people who drink normally don't wonder that?
Never thought it was a problem.
Mayor Pete, is he the wrong kind of gay?
And it has shaped me in some important ways. It's also just part of my story. It's not all of who I am.
Gay PDA, is the world ready? No longer holds it. It's all happening out tonight. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. With our host panel, lifestyle expert Napoleon Plays, trans activist Aaron Phoenix, reality star Chef Josie, DJ Diva Power Infinity, DC Log Cabin Republican Joe Brookman, and our moderator Al Ferguson. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, good evening, America, and it's Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and what happens? It's another broadcast of It's Happening Out, the most popular live gay talk show in America. We are thrilled that you're with us tonight, and when I say we're the most popular live talk show, I want to amend it a little. There's a little asterisk now that we may be the most popular live gay show ever. We're working on it, and we're working on it. Oh, that's Watch cool. This notation from last week's show. This was last Wednesday's show, and we hit an all-time record of 602,521 viewers. That is amazing, and thank you, America, for sharing us. And that's exactly what you need to do. Now, you know if you're watching It's Happening Out, we're on our summer internship. That means I'm sitting on a different side tonight. Chef Josie from Top Chef, and she owns Bubbles and Pearls, and we're broadcasting right in the restaurant. At Bubbles and Pearls, you can see over my shoulder, we're on the heart of Wilton Drive in the gayest place in planet Earth. And welcome, and again, thank you, Josie, at Bubbles and Pearls. Power and Aaron come down from the nether regions of the hill country in Central Florida, and they have stayed for the last couple of days at this great hotel. I've been in it, the Best Western, Oakland Park, just minutes from the gayest place in planet Earth. And actually, truth be told, you could make an argument that Oakland Park is really the gayest place in planet Earth. I don't want to start fires.
He's about to throw down
fires, but I think I threw it.
We're about to West Side Story this
folks. This week.
I'm there for the breakfast.
I know that is a lie.
Literally.
Y'all didn't hear Aaron. Aaron said I apologize. I would get it. He is there for the breakfast. No, that's not true, right?
Yeah, it's just late dinner, isn't it?
That's the only reason I'm even here. I don't know why I'm here. At the
Okay, and for you, Power, how was
They
it?
give me the master suite.
You need a master suite?
Really, they actually give me a master suite. So
They gave you a suite?
Yes.
Oh, it's happening. I was going to have to charge you $50.
I was going to say, how did that
I don't know.
work
Most
out?
of the master suites I've been in is where you pay the master suite.
It's happening.
Or the
on Needs
master.
of money. So
Okay, all right. Well, to keep our show going, we are going to talk about all kinds of things. I have warned the people here watching the show live. This is arguably, I think this is week approximately 49 or 50 on October 16th. On October 16th, we're going to do the 1-year anniversary show, and we're going to announce it at the World AIDS Museum. And we're coming into the World AIDS Museum,
That's right.
and we're going to talk about our community. I have to tell you,
it's been 1 year since we started the shenanigans, darling.
that's right, and I was with Power and Napoleon
We're
right
OGs.
from the beginning. And please, America, if you would like to do this show, message me, and I'll get rid of a drag queen and a leather pup, just like that.
It's true. I was sitting there 2 weeks ago, and then there
You're
last
moving
week,
farther
and now
and farther.
I'm over here.
Next week's show, you're going to be back near the bathroom.
I've spent quite a lot of time there in these.
Kind of
All
like
right.
the first show.
Yeah, exactly. So like us and share us, start a watch party, and in fact, my friend Napoleon has helped show how you do it. It is so easy. If you like the topics that we're talking about gay culture and gay community, you'll want to start a watch party. Look how you do it.
When viewing our live show in your app, please click Share. After clicking Share, your screen should change and you can then click Watch Party. On the next screen, you can write text to your viewing audience and then click Start Watch Party. You've done it. Enjoy your party.
Good job. Good
Thank
job,
you all
Napoleon.
for sharing and watching and partying with us.
That's exactly right. We're going to break some news tonight. You want to stay tuned. A little thing's going on in Washington, and that's not the breaking news that I'm talking about. We're going to do other breaking news that we're going to talk about in a moment. We have a special guest with us tonight. Care Resources, one of the country's leaders in HIV and medical care.
We were told not to call him a special guest.
Yes,
He's a guest.
He asked me not to call him a special guest, and so therefore I definitely called Jonathan Welsh a special guest. You'll see that. We're going to introduce him just in a moment. So that's our show. Let's get started. I mentioned to the audience here at Bubbles and Pearls, Chef Josie and her wife's restaurant, Marcy. Marcy, I love you
Marcy.
so much. You were so much better than Chef Josie. I can't say
In
it.
many ways, trust.
Okay. Let me tell you, this is probably going to be the most complicated show we've ever done. So the lion tamer at the table is really scared. I'm scared tonight. So let's begin our show and start with the meme of the week. We have a very topical meme of the week, and here it comes. Standards for impeachment. In front of Donald Trump, collusion, obstruction of justice, classified leaks, fraud, and extortion. President Clinton, he got a blowjob.
Man, that makes me feel all sorts of ways. I don't know if I want to laugh at that or not.
Isn't
Makes me
that
kind of
a great
really
meme?
angry.
A great meme. All right. Next, we're going to go to Happening Now. And Happening Now is breaking news. And in South Florida, and really why we're doing this before we get to impeachment and Donald Trump, we're breaking this news. And that is about Care Resource. You're seeing a slide here. One of the most iconic circuit parties for the gay community in the world. Started in 1985. They have raised millions of dollars at Vizcaya in South Florida, and hundreds of thousands of people have participated, both gay and straight, in this event as an HIV/AIDS fundraiser. We're getting ready to break news that the White Party, which is held over Thanksgiving weekend for the first time since 1985's start, the first, is going to be canceled. And we're going to talk about what's going on in the gay community. But before we do that and introduce our guest from Care Resource, Jonathan Welsh, let's look at this about Vizcaya White Party. Watch this.
Please.
The White Party is at an iconic home from the 1920s called Vizcaya. It is a magical place, right on Key Biscayne. I'm sorry, right across from Key Biscayne on Biscayne Bay, just south of downtown Miami. And it's gone on since 1985. Madonna's come to it. RuPaul has performed at it. This is an iconic event in the world.
It's known
If there
everywhere.
are 10 gay events since 1985, this is one of it. And so I have to tell you, first and foremost, we welcome first from Care Resource, Jonathan Welsh.
Welcome to the table.
Welcome.
Yes.
The mission of Care Resource is awesome. And we asked Jonathan to represent Care Resource in these news because it might frighten some people in terms of the significance of such an international event of this being canceled. I have in my hand the press release that is just shortly going to be released talking about the cancellation of White Party. You are seeing this for the first time in the world. We are breaking this news on It's Happening Out, and we have Care Resources announcement in terms of the press release talking about it. So before we get into it, Jonathan, again, welcome to It's Happening Out.
Happy to be here.
First, talk about the we're working on it, and we'll do it all for you. Talk about what the decision was in terms of the White Party, in terms of its cancellations.
Well, what's interesting is I've been with Care Resource now for almost 6 years. And I remember when I started back in 2014, we talked more about my job description, and I was like, in addition to healthcare marketing for the health center, what else will I be doing? And they're like, you're going to be doing the AIDS walk in April. All right, amazing. Like, what else am I going to be doing? You're going to be managing a thrift store in South Beach called So Be Thrifty. Okay, cool. And there was a really great transgender center in there that were able to help people directly.
If you don't mind me asking, how long did it take to you transitioning and working directly on the White Party?
Well, and then that same year, I was told that you're also going to be doing the White Party. And that was exciting because, when I went to college at University of Miami, when I was twinkier and I was younger, and of course I went to the White Party.
Yeah,
I loved the White Party. If you went to UM and you didn't go to the White Party, then you didn't really get the whole full UM experience.
Yeah, that being the case, why did Care Resource make the decision to cancel it?
Well, we've all seen White Party change throughout the years. The change has been very visible. The change has been very obvious. Back in 2014, we went from a circuit party, which was in the warehouse, to a classy event at the Perez Art Museum, where we put our best foot forward as a community. My mother came, and we walked down those stairs together. And when you drove over the causeway, you saw the White Party logo. And it was great because it was an opportunity for people to get to know the health center more, too.
Help me understand with that. I agree. I went to the last White Party at Vizcaya before it moved downtown. It's an iconic event.
It is.
An iconic event in the world. What was the motivation in terms of why the decision was made to cancel it?
Well, we must remember the purpose of the White Party. Let's go back to the early 80s, and there was an epidemic that was killing our friends, killing our family members, and it was very in your face. And so a party was formed that was non-political, non-combative, and the goal was to create enough money for a health organization that helps people. And fast forward all these years now, look at where Care Resource is right now. We served in 2018 over 18,000 people, okay? When you repeat patients, that's 75,000 people we served. We gave out 48,000 meals last year, and our growth since 2010 has been 470%.
Awesome. That is
okay?
awesome. As a principal fundraiser for HIV and AIDS support in our community.
But the health organization that this fundraiser has created has grown since the days of the early 80s. We're not just one health center anymore. We have offices in Fort Lauderdale, Little Havana, Midtown Miami, and Miami Beach.
I understand you're building a new mega center in Dade County or Broward County. Tell us a little about that.
Well, what's interesting about it is it's exciting because it is an opportunity to directly help people. We're going to be. I just told you the numbers of people that we're serving. We're going to be able to double it, and help more people. In fact, last year Care Resource gave $7 million in charity care. What does that mean? That means if you come to our health center and you can't afford, that dental work, or if you can't afford that, what you need, the pap smear, if you can't afford what you need to get done that day, your meds, we take care of that because we are the home for all those most in need. So,
Jonathan, I'm curious, with such a significant impact in this community, and we're talking to people all over the country that can support their care resource types of organizations in their city. Does this kind of event like the White Party just become too financially expensive to continue?
Well, put it this way. Look at the opportunity cost that's involved with it. Right now, Miami-Dade is still highest in the nation. South Florida is still highest in the nation for HIV/AIDS.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
1 and 2 in Broward and Dade.
In fact, my zip code where I live in Miami Beach is 33139, highest in the nation for newly diagnosed HIV/AIDS cases. That's more than Nairobi, Kenya, and that's crazy.
Your percentage in your zip code
My
in
zip
Miami
code
Beach is greater than Kenya.
Than Nairobi, Kenya.
Wow.
And it's it's around you. And so we have to really kind of press Control, Alt, and Delete. What's more important to our community? A party where it's kind of been going down over the years. What are we doing? Are we maintaining the brand? What's the purpose of the party in the first place is to focus our resources onto helping people.
So Care Resources actually redefining how they're going to help
we're further defining, not redefining, further defining, because let me tell you something, because what are we going to be doing instead? Well, October 26th, in the heart of Overtown, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we're having a health fair, and we're working with people like Feeding South Florida. We're working with Clear Health Alliance. We're working with people like Walgreens. And what are we doing? We're providing STI screenings. We're providing HIV testing. We're doing blood pressure testing. We're having a bounce house. That is where the problem is we have to go where stuff is happening. We're going ground zero, where people don't want to go. It's easy to have a party, but the real work, it needs to get done. We want to be there in where it's happening, ground zero, fighting the HIV/AIDS crisis, because we need to get to zero. Zero stigma, zero new deaths, and zero new infections.
Jonathan, perfect soundbite in terms of where we go now. I understand in this magnificent new center that's building.
Can we drink these shots?
You can't. Is that the roof may for 2020 be possible for a White Party return?
Okay, that's the thing. That's why I didn't want to say that the White Party is being canceled, because last year we had a beautiful White Party at the Vizcaya, but we had it for a reason. We wanted to showcase the new building, our new building on 35th and Biscayne, because we want the community to know what's in store. And so we used our White Party event, our development event, as a way to showcase what we're doing. This year, there's too much crisis in the community that we need to tackle. I think
the need is too great to have this kind of
party.
The
need is too great to have this type of party right now.
I understand.
And next year, when our new building, hopefully May of this time next year, we will have a building with a rooftop where we can have a nice gala to celebrate and bring the community together around providing health to all those most in need.
Jonathan, we're really out of time. So I want to suggest to you, America, If you're in South Florida, you should reach out to Care Resource. This is an institutional organization. You've worked many Care Resources events, haven't you, through the years?
White Party has been a part of my life, not only as a gay man, but as a performer. I've headlined a lot of White Party events, and it is sad to see it go for now, but I do understand where you guys are coming from in refocusing your energy and your resources, and I think I applaud you for it.
I have you in my office. Remember that big photo show you did with Bacardi?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The power did?
I got. Yeah.
Ooh, send us the blackmail. Send us the blackmail.
We have that in our office.
Wait, I'm curious. Was it scratched out on stone?
Kitty did the a promo, but back in the days when we first started, myself, Cecilia, Connie Casserole, Kitty, all of us did.
Woo!
Congratulations.
The All-Stars.
I'm sorry, I have to move on in terms of time. But America, I recommend that you reach out to your local community. Care Resource is an institutional name here in South Florida. They do so much good, far greater than what you hear in terms of the social party. One last thing that I want to bring to attention. I noticed this, Jonathan.
Yes.
In coming on. You're going to run for Miami Beach Commissioner.
Well, I am running for Miami Beach Commissioner. Go on to votejohnwelsh.com. But it's exciting because I'm the first real millennial candidate to actually be elected in Miami Beach as commissioner.
Oh.
And I bring to the table a lot of things that they're not talking about. Like, for example, I talk about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, SEO maximization, impressions. I talk about things like big data, virtual technology. And
Jonathan, you're going to be a perfect candidate. We're going to move on. Good luck.
Thank
if
you
there's
so much.
anything
I
it's happening
appreciate you.
out can do to support you. Remember, in the gayest place in planet Earth, everybody is gay in the city council and Wilton Manors and the mayor.
I love it up here.
So we wish you all of the luck.
Appreciate you.
And congratulations to Care Resource, and thank you for trusting us to make this big announcement today in this press release to the entire country.
You're wonderful.
Now,
Thank
don't
you.
move, because we're going to move on to the best thing of the week. Now, we are returning back to what happens about straight girls and gay men. I have a conversation almost every single day with my straight friends or my straight girlfriends that always talk about, I wish my boyfriend or the people I were dating were more like the gay guys. Look at this. We found out something interesting about that concept. Watch this.
Americans are becoming more comfortable with the idea of gay marriage, seeing it as both a moral and civil rights issue.
But there are many out there who are still fighting against the cause.
And as gay men ourselves, we would just like to say to those people,
fine. Keep marriage between a man and a woman. And in response, we will marry your girlfriends.
We'll marry your girlfriends.
What? You don't think we could? We'd be the best husbands ever.
Have you seen us? We are ripped.
All of us are ripped. It doesn't seem statistically possible, and yet it's true.
Because we love going to the gym. And you know who else loves going to the gym? Your girlfriend.
We will go to the gym with her, and then after, we'll get Pinkberry as a reward. That sounds like a great time to us.
Not to mention, we dress better than you. While you were spilling manwich on your cargo shorts, we were inspecting our Oxford shirts for the craftsmanship of their gauntlet buttons.
What do you make your girlfriend for breakfast? Burnt scrambled eggs? We will make her a quiche.
A motherfucking quiche.
With a side of hummus, made from scratch.
Do you even know the difference between hummus and baba ganoush? You're a joke.
And don't even get us started on dates.
You don't want to go dancing? We teach a dance class.
Yes, we would like to go to that 80s themed costume party. And no, we weren't just checking out that other girl.
Obviously.
Ew.
We could listen to your girlfriend for hours, just reassuring her that she's not the crazy one.
Cassandra is being a bitch.
Also, her dad loves us.
That's because he's not threatened by us. In fact, we're playing tennis with him right now. Well played, Mr. Bennett.
Now you're probably thinking sex.
That's where you have us beat.
We already know how she likes to be kissed.
We will take one for the team and marry the crap out of them.
So don't make us marry your girlfriends.
All right, straight men, that's your challenge. You should be working hard for your date.
On your quiche.
I wish
Work hard on your quiche.
I wish I met those kinds of gay guys. Where are they? I don't find those active, fun kinds of youth.
Well, you've got to get out of the bathhouses, dude.
Oh.
All right.
Straight guys, you don't have to
Not
worry
very
about me.
romantic.
Trust me, I don't want your girlfriend.
Right.
I'll take
All
my
right.
man.
That's our best thing of the week. Let's play a game, and that is called I'd Swallow That. Sponsored by Live Proud Vodka. We love Live Proud. Woo! It is a game that we hope you play, and you play at home. Have some Live Proud Vodka. Get some in your town or your city. And we're going to ask some questions. And I'm going to ask a question. And if the hosts agree, they're going to take a shot of pure Live Proud vodka. If they don't agree, they're not going to touch the shot. And we'll see where this goes. We welcome Aaron back, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey, long time no see.
Didn't
see.
notice that quick transition back.
Yeah, exactly. No, I haven't noticed that yet.
Yeah, trans joke. It's
Okay, all right. And Joe Brookman's going to be back just shortly. He's coming back from Virginia, doing the diabolical work in Washington, D.C.
That's not my fault.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly right.
And now it's all blowing up. So.
Let's play I'd Swallow That. Question number 1. Play along with us. I'd swallow that. I have friends that
they're
would
out.
make a perfect mate if we were not in the friend zone.
Yep.
Please say me. Please say me. Please say me.
I will not say you, Al.
I'm not
sorry.
talking to you, dude.
I will let you down. I had to let
Friend-
Joe down last week. I
First
won't.
off-
I won't take his proposal, and I won't say you for the bedroom. I'm
First
sorry,
off, friend zone. You don't qualify.
Al. I'm sure no one does on this
All right.
planet.
Everybody took a shot.
No,
I did not.
Everybody
You
did
did
not
not.
take a thought.
Uh, tell me.
I actually thought so until I met the perfect mate. So.
Aw. Hi, Hunky.
So you're saying your mate isn't your friend, kind of thing.
Hi, Hunky Poo. My mate is my best friend.
Please,
as
it
well
would be
as my
very
lover.
bad for the Live Proud Vodka to come back up. So
Aw.
stop.
At least it would taste good.
All right.
We're playing a game.
Do you have right? Do you have anyone in the friend zone that would be?
Yeah, I mean, but it's too late now because I'm married. But I've had lots of friends that would be good in a,
Please say me. Please say me.
No, I'm not even going to name names because I don't want to blow up our spots because then we'll probably won't be friends if they
Al is
thought
so
I even
thirsty.
considered
Well,
it.
and by mate, do we mean like they would be good in bed,
Please
or
say-
Oh,
Please say Al.
That's
mean,
not
that's
how
what
I
I was
took it.
thinking
That's fair.
anyways.
I took it like like it would be good
Please
to like
don't
be
say
mates
Al.
for
Please
life.
don't say
No
Al.
one ever says Al, including your boyfriend. Oh, the booze in there. Am I getting
Please,
evil
can I
stares?
get a boo
Okay.
and bubbles?
that was
Wasn't
low.
that
That
mean?
was low. Even
All right.
for me, that
What's
was
the
low.
Sharon Needles line? What's it?
Yeah.
Make me stronger, bitches.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. Question number 2. I'd swallow that. I tried to stay friendly with all of my exes.
I mean, I do. I try.
I try, exactly.
Thanks.
Like, I
You
certainly
were-
try. I try until it hurts, because eventually you
Oh.
try, and if it's not working out as friends, you can't move past it.
Napoleon, a serious question. In whatever broad definition you do it, how many exes do you have?
I only
Seriously, how many?
One
I don't-
night stands don't count.
I don't know. Exactly. That's the thing. I only
don't have
consider myself to
time
have
for-
5 exes, quite frankly.
5?
Yeah, I only consider myself to have
So
5 real
everyone else
exes.
is just tricks?
Tricks or somewhere in between. Maybe they're treats.
Oh,
bad fun. It's Halloween. Come on.
By exes, you mean serious relationships.
What I would have considered serious relationships. What I have learned, though, is that there are a lot of people that think that we were dating when I didn't say that we were dating.
Oops.
I would not have said that we were exes at this time. I would have said
Spoken
they
like
were.
a true player.
Dude,
okay,
I say that to you at least once a week.
Yes, I learned how to play with. No, we're not going to say that. We're not going to say that at all. No, I didn't learn that from you, Al. I learned that unintentionally. I
Really?
don't think it's a
Only
good thing.
5?
Only 5 people that I would say
Now,
that I dated.
you're getting ready to turn 30,
Exes.
and you're going to become dusty and off the shelf. So
Dusty
is
and
it-
off the shelf. Is that what you got? Oh, that's
is it-
what all that is that I'm looking
Is
at on
it
these
time
3.
for aging millennial to work a little harder to
keep
find the
girls
next
up?
Mr. X?
The next well, I wouldn't want them to be an X if we're like going by the time clock thing. We would want it to be, oh, so next week we should have a segment where we do a dating game and we can have some people on board. So submit it if you're
Dude,
interested.
I look like Grindr's host. I'm not going to help you.
You wouldn't be on
get
this,
laid.
America.
It's a raffle.
No, it's not.
We're raffling
Right?
off.
I'd be scared.
Everyone knows
Right.
Pops on Grindr.
Andrew Brett would be like on the other side of the curtain.
Andrew, comment in our string. All right, let's go to question number 3. I'd swallow that. Question 3. I'm usually not the first to say I love you in a new relationship. I hate that I'm drinking to this question. I hate it.
I always make sure they hit climax
Usually
first.
not.
Napoleon hugged me yesterday. I'm outing him. He hugged me yesterday
I
at
feel
production
embarrassed
while we
and
were working
ashamed.
on the show, and I told him simultaneously when he hugged me, I am really bad at this. It's not. Here's a little secret. I like the crazy boy. I'm just not good at it. I'm just not, and I constantly criticize myself for not being better.
Did anyone catch a few weeks ago when I told you I kind of felt like I wanted to hug you? And
Yes.
It was the most awkward hug that's ever happened in the history of any show ever.
I wish we got it on camera for a meme moment. Best thing of the week, her favorite meme.
Yeah.
But I'm curious
Aaron
though.
was now
The love was there, but it was very, very awkward.
Power. I'm always curious when you express vulnerability, though. I want to hear what your answer is to this.
For me, for me to give my heart, my body.
Wait, you have a heart?
I do. It's been a
It's on
rumor.
her earrings right here.
For me to give my heart, my body, and my subservience to somebody.
Oh, subservient.
Yes.
It's got hot.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Like, tick, tick, tick.
You know, I will do all that, but for me, I have to know that they want me as much as, if not more, than I want them. I just, I have that rejection fear that I just can't give myself.
That they will reject you, and that's
That-
why
that
you
they
don't
will,
say I
yeah.
love you first.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Now, I'm unclear about your shot. Do you say I love you?
I usually am not the first, no.
Yeah. You're waiting? Why?
I just probably same reason. I don't want to be, I don't want to feel stupid
Yeah.
if I like somebody more than they like me.
But here's an interesting question, and I constantly talk to my gay friends about this. If you don't push yourself out there and take the risk of feeling stupid, it actually harms you.
Well, that's what love is at the end of the day, is feeling stupid for somebody. It's just reciprocal.
Or just for life. You can feel love for life, and that means being stupid all the time and being crazy and playing into it.
I mean, I've said something like, I have a lot of love for you.
Right.
That's not saying I love you.
That's like
you know?
the I love
It's
spending
like,
time with you. Like, I love you. I
love it when we're
America,
together,
that's
you
called
know?
saying I love you in trickery.
I have a philosophy when it comes to love. I believe that when somebody wants you, when somebody really wants you, you'll know it.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I don't feel like I need to say it first because I can tell if somebody wants me. And if somebody wants me, it's going to come out
America,
first.
I want to out Power.
The witchery.
I just want to tell you, I've been in Cuba with him. I've really gotten to know him much, much better in the last year. It's very funny, and I'm going to out him right now. Power has this badass persona in every possible way. But when you break through that, he is a marshmallow puff.
No one gave
True,
me the right to
America.
say that, okay,
It's,
Al?
it's true. All right, let's go to question number 4. Any comment on that?
We're not supposed to out people. We've already discussed that on the show.
Did I out you?
I'm
That's
offended.
it. He'll never be
Okay.
vulnerable with you again.
All right.
Just so you know.
Yeah, all right. Question number 4. I'd swallow that. I already know what I am doing this next Halloween, a.k.a. Gay Christmas. I already know.
No, and it's really starting to cause a lot of anxiety, I've got to say. It is gay Christmas, and not knowing, I mean, I know I'm going to be recovering from my birthday. It's my 30th birthday 3 days beforehand.
On
so
what
we're
day?
gonna be celebrating.
On the
28th.
27th.
On the 28th, yeah. But no, seriously, I'm very anxious about not knowing what I'm doing for Halloween. I feel super unprepared, and I feel this level of high anxiety toward it, thinking about it. Thank you for bringing this up here.
I have anxiety because I grew up in a Christian home and I was never really allowed to celebrate Halloween.
Oh, no.
And I only, if we did go to the mall, that was the safe place. And then I was allowed to dress as a clown or a geisha girl. And
Well, this
so,
year, dressing as a clown is completely appropriate. It's called Pennywise.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was
just
called
tell
the
you-
president.
Let me just
Or
tell you, my
president.
wife and every other girlfriend I've ever had in my life.
How many is that?
We're not going to get into that. But they have all been huge Halloween fans, and they're like,
Good people.
very extravagant about it. And Marcy does makeup. You don't know this about her, but she does like special effects makeup, and I mean, she can transform you into someone else if you wanted to.
We know she does special effects makeup. She makes Al look good every week.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna do something this year. I think we're gonna do something that is like coupley, you know, and fun.
Do you guys do costumes like that, where you're like the his and hers, or like the Scooby and Shaggy, or like the hot dog and ketchup?
I would like
or
to say what I'm doing for
into it. I'm
Halloween.
getting
What are you
into
gonna
it.
do?
Because I hate Halloween. Let's just put that out there. I hate Halloween.
Oh,
But
yeah.
wait,
That's 'cause you're
why
dressed all
do
the
you
time.
hate Halloween?
For the 30th
It's
time.
not why you think, America. Why do you hate Halloween?
I hate Halloween because Halloween is the one night of the year where everybody else looks fabulous, as opposed to every single week where I get to be the only one that looks fabulous.
And that
So
one
selfishly,
night,
I hate
Power
Halloween.
looks like this, and he's very disappointed.
So, but this year, me and my hunky pook are going on vacation.
Oh, where are you going?
We are going to visit
Softies.
a friend of ours, actually Elizabeth Taylor's goddaughter in New Mexico.
Oh,
So
Name
we're
drop,
going.
name
That's
drop.
right.
Yeah, you
I
always
love this
do
table.
that.
I
by
love
the
this
way.
table. Okay.
Yeah, right. Hello.
Someone get the bucket.
He has RuPaul.
Ever heard of RuPaul?
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
bitches. Okay, that's I'd swallow that. We love Live Proud. We thank you very much. Live Proud is a great brand.
I
that
agree.
should come to your
And these
attention.
shots tonight are delicious. I believe they're called Peachment.
Impeachment.
Impeachment. That's
It's got many
that.
things
I
in it.
walked right into even repeating.
Yeah, and
Oh
nothing
my
like
God.
award-winning vodka that we can, drink as much as we want and not feel hungover in the morning,
Cheers
right?
to that.
Yes.
Cheers.
I'll
Cheers.
swallow that. I'll swallow that.
All
I'd
right.
swallow that.
It feels really good to actually be
One of the
celebrating
great
for a
things
moment.
about Live Proud, and it's one of the reasons we have incorporated them for the last couple of weeks in our show, is Live Proud is an LGBT company.
That's right.
And they support LGBT social action organizations, and they donate $1 for every bottle of Live Proud that
Yeah,
you
you-
buy.
I'll drink to that too.
Yeah. Right. All right.
That's right, girl.
All right.
I remember when Powers said that he didn't drink.
Let's move into.
I'll drink to that.
Let's move out of the game and move into our second happening now. Big headline news.
Oh my
And you
gosh.
see the slide right now. Trump confirms he withheld U.S. military aid to the Ukraine. And you see that. We show you the picture with Zelensky, the attack and the dirt that is being searched for on Joe Biden and his son. We showed you at the top of the show, unannounced, what Nancy Pelosi has launched in the House of Representatives. I believe 7 committees are now going to unite, as Nancy Pelosi told you, of the process of inquiries on the Trump
It's like the Justice
impeachment.
League. The 7 forces
So
come together to save the United States.
There is a lot going on. Today, in America, you probably had even more impact than the Watergate break-in with Richard Nixon. Just today. Let us recap what has just happened today. Pelosi was yesterday, and the president's comments and the crazy Giuliani talking puppet were over the weekend and Monday. But look what happened today. We've prepared it. Today, September 25th, a timeline of events. At 8:26 this morning, Trump and Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, have a meeting in New York City. They both briefly talked last night at a reception event, but they had a formal scheduled meeting this morning at 8:26. Next slide. Today, at 10 a.m., the White House released the phone transcript, and it was reported by the media. CNN's Pamela Brown, excuse me, reports it at 10 a.m. I have in my hand the unclassified document from the White House. It specifically says not to read or reveal, do not copy. National Security Council protection on this document, and specifically the President of the United States approved for this publishing.
Secret Service coming for us again.
This document is a summary of the phone conversation. This happened at 10 a.m. this morning. However, look at our slide fine print. Much of the media in America and the world is missing this. At the bottom of the document, it says this is a memorandum of the telephone conversation,
which is
very
not distinct.
Let me finish. And is not a verbatim transcript. So anybody in the White House could publish this and say, this is what we say was said in the transcript of the
The
conversation.
Mueller report all over again.
This happened at 10 a.m. Then you see the slide next at 11:39 a.m. Boy, this is a bad day for the president. The Republicans
And no one
issued
else.
from the White House talking points of how to spin what he did in Ukraine. And he sent an email from the White House to all of the Republican Congress and senators. But they included one Democratic congressman.
Oops.
And this was done at 11:39,
Episode
reported
of the bloopers.
by Politico, that there are talking points of what was going on. I have in front of me, and I encourage you, America, to Google it. I have the talking points that the Republicans and the White House are using to try to spin that this was okay. It is called What You Need to Know, President Trump's call with President Zelensky. And it gives a point, it gives a myth about the point that's going to be argued, and then it gives a fact that you must repeat over and over again.
How to lie.
That is available to you now.
Lord.
That was done at 11:39. Now, here's the interesting thing. Look at what happened at 12:01 today. Tori Q. Simmons, who is the special assistant to the president and director of government communications, asked for that email to be recalled. A little late.
That's not how that works.
It's already been released. Okay.
Right. And that was done at 12:01. And then at 12:43, our final slide here, a politician, Congressman Bill Pascrell from the 9th District in New Jersey, publishes all of the talking points. And so it is out there. Before we talk about what has happened today and what is going on, we thought about publishing these, and I'm going to do the "you fired" thing in a moment. We thought about what Donald Trump's face would have looked like at
Oh my God.
mid-morning when he found out his talking points. Okay, we were going to play, but we don't have.
Probably
from
all the better for
Apprentice,
America. We don't
all
need to
of
see
the
his face
versions
anymore.
of You're
You
Fired.
know what it looks like.
There are people at the White House that have been are going to be fired or already.
We've had
fired.
enough joy from this already, Al.
Let's talk about what is going on in the Ukraine and the President of the United States and Nancy Pelosi. What do y'all think?
As we all turn to power.
Well, I don't even know where to start. Listen, people, let me just tell you guys something. I don't know where this is going to end. Like I said today on my Go Live, impeachment does not mean removal. So I do not have hope that Trump will be removed. The hope that I have for this entire process is that we will get more information. The information will help to rally and energize our base, and also to help to rally and energize people who might not want to vote, who might not have voted, those independents, the people that we really need to reach across the aisle to get Trump out of office. And the fact that he's right now miserable as hell is giving me such delight. It is a shame that the Republicans are still determined to stick by him. And when he said he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth
Times
Avenue,
Square, yeah.
they're proving right now that he could do it, and they will still stick by him.
It's
like
true.
I said, I posted today on my page, at this point, the only way that Republicans will abandon Trump is if he turns black.
No.
That's it.
Here's the thing. I know all of what you're
Good
saying is
thought.
important, and it's true. But also, we need to take this first moment in 3 years since he announced his running campaign to actually celebrate for a moment that maybe the faith in democracy that some of us never really had might be fully restored. Josie got to break this news to me yesterday. It was like yesterday afternoon. And I understood it in a cognitive level, but what I didn't understand was how much visceral joy I would feel in overwhelming layer after layer for hours afterward. I was running through the streets, giddy. Just the fact that for a moment, maybe our country's systems of checks and balances is actually working and not fucking it up.
America, I have an
But wait, it was really important because I posted something the day after the election when Trump was elected, and I was scared. And I mean, I let that like roll over my back like water on a duck's back. But when I saw you yesterday and I told you, hey, you know, Napoleon, did you hear what happened? And to see your joy, to know that my sister over here, Power Infinity, has the joy. Listen, it does restore a piece of our democracy. But really the truth of the matter is we already know that this president is unfit for this office. Period. End of story. I'm very happy to see that there are other people who now are declaring that as well, who are in the power to do something about it.
May I provide some context to the conversation? First, America, I have worked very hard in the last 2 days to have a Republican perspective tonight sitting at this table because I needed a lion to bark back and bite y'all. I had great difficulty doing that. We continue to work on it. We look forward to Joe Brookman's return. Yeah. And by the way, Joe is having a medical issue in Virginia, and we really wish you all the best in terms of improvement. But I say in full disclosure, we tried to get Republican perspective tonight, and it was next to impossible.
They wouldn't come out. Well, not tonight.
And it was last minute, and these things are changing. However, allow me to be the counter voice then.
The devil's advocate.
The devil's advocate.
The inner L.
The celebration of celebrating what is going on is actually not going to work. We, as the gay community, celebrated Mueller and all of the inclinations of Mueller for months and months and years, and it came to nothing.
Very anticlimactic.
There are very good arguments by the Republicans in various circles that said that's exactly what's going to happen. And even if the House impeaches him, which that's not certain because this is an inquiry,
right.
Even if he does it, the Senate is not going to vote for it.
That's right.
So what's your enthusiasm about?
That's
You're
right.
not
I think
going
that
to get it.
we need to lower our expectation. We already know that the Senate, which is ruled by the Republicans, has no appetite for impeaching Trump. So if the House does move to impeach him, it will be dead on arrival in the Senate. We already know that.
I don't believe it.
Oh, the Senate, trust me, the Senate ain't going to impeach him. The Senate is not going to impeach him.
I think that if the impeachment gets to the Senate and that moves to the Senate, that the conscience of certain Republicans are going
17.
to...
There's not 17 conscience.
Listen, Republicans out there, I do believe there are 17 of you in the Senate who have a conscience.
In the country,
I
maybe.
mean,
Maybe they
you
will,
better
but not
grab
stand
your
up.
balls in this moment and
Josie.
really. And if it's the women who stand up who have sold us out in the past, y'all need to tits up. Let's go.
Hope springs eternal when it comes to Josie. My sister, I love you. But I can't remember what it was, but a few months ago, we had a discussion where Josie was asked a question, and she gave this very hopeful answer. And I said, you know what? It's not going to happen. And Josie, unfortunately, was wrong. Trust me, I do not have faith at all that the Republicans are doing the right thing.
All right,
Aaron,
last thoughts. Let me give you 30 more seconds, and we're going to move on.
Aaron, I wanted to ask you, because one of the things Al just mentioned is actually one of my bigger fears with this, that he'll be brought up for impeachment now. I think Pelosi said this in the past, and it won't go through, and then it will only further strengthen the Republicans' feeling of Trump, and it will make it even more likely that he will definitely win next year.
But we gotta stop being PAMF, okay? PAMF. Pussy ass motherfuckers, okay? We gotta stop with the bullshit, and we gotta have balls, okay? Or we have to have guts. We have to have courage.
You're the
we have
only
to
one of the
stand
people who
for
can get
what
away
it
with
is
it.
that we believe in
Agreed.
as a society, and we have to stand. We have to stand together. And it
Agreed.
doesn't matter if we're gay, we're straight, we're black, we're white, we're whatever, trans. I don't care what color you are, who you have sex with, what politics you play in. I don't care. Now is the time for us as a human society to stand in what it is that is our values and our beliefs.
Napoleon brought up something very, very significant. This is a roll of the dice. Make no mistake of it, people.
True
this
that.
is a roll of the dice because this can work against us or it can work for us. But I think right now, at this point, the Democrats have to, at this point, take a stand, like Josie said, and be on the right side of history, regardless of the risk. And yes, it is a risk, but we have to be on the right side.
I completely agree with that. 3 quick sound bites before we close this subject. First, there's something going on this time that's different. We have talked for almost 3.5 years about the past. 2016, Mueller, over and over again. It's the past. The reason this moves so quickly is Giuliani admitted it, and Trump admitted it, and it focuses forward on 2020, number one. Second, I watched a very brilliant interview on MSNBC about gaslighting. And I ask you specifically, you've used the term. I had never heard it before. And
not from you, even though you've used it before.
Wait, I specifically looked it up. And the issue of gaslighting is when someone knowingly and intentionally creates enough doubt in an individual or group of people that you begin to question your rational thinking
They make
process.
you think you're crazy.
Isn't that exactly what we're watching?
Come on.
Number 3, I will say differently what I've said about Donald Trump. A month ago, I said, if we're not careful, Donald Trump is going to win the election. I would modify that now in saying that Donald Trump can win the election only if he misdirects us all.
And he's
If
good
he
at
is
that.
allowed to misdirect America and the gay community, we don't vote or we vote wrong.
And he's got the weapons of mass distraction. He's good at that. That's what he does.
Yeah. Okay.
The weapons of mass distraction.
Yeah.
Why the youth don't vote.
I just want to end by saying I find it hypocritical of the Republicans who impeach Clinton over a blowjob.
Yes,
but take umbrage over the fact that we are starting impeachment inquiries over Trump's actions. You know, Clinton got a blowjob. He's the president. He's supposed to get his dick sucked. I don't feel that they. I'm sorry.
If I was the president, I would. I mean,
I don't
Monica
feel.
Lewinsky would probably disagree.
No, she wouldn't because she did it willingly.
I mean,
Stay tuned for the
I don't know about all that, but
American Crime Story.
you know,
Obviously,
not in the Oval Office. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, America, this is going to go on and on and on. The only thing today, I challenge you. I was not super aware in 1974 what was happening over the Watergate break-in. I'm a child. Today, arguably, is in greater consequence in America than that moment.
Yeah.
And almost nobody says in our lifetime, in terms of corruption of politics, is there anything greater than 1974 until today.
1990 or 2016
so let's
through
pay
19.
attention what is going on.
And I'll drink to that.
Right.
Hey.
Let's move into celebrity hot topics. We want to tell you about some of the news that's going on with celebrity. First, the Emmy Awards happened this week. Look at this slide we have on it. I love it. They happened, enough said. So I'm going to summarize the Emmys happened this week. Next, celebrity
Carlos
hot
Carrera,
topic.
where are you when
right?
we need you?
Okay.
Everyone who received an award.
Fan favorite of Downton Abbey. Gay community, have you seen Downton Abbey yet? I saw it this weekend. And there is a scene in Downton Abbey.
Spoilers.
It takes place in 1927. I've been to Downton in Britain. There is a scene in Edwardian England of a gay party, secret code, secret get in. And in the show, the party takes place just a block where the king and queen are being hosted at Downton Abbey. And there's a raid, and everybody at the party is arrested. And what they imply is that all of them got a mandatory 5-year sentence just for being at the party.
What year is this set in?
1927. And it got me thinking, my goodness, I'm forgetting our gay culture and our gay community in that people paved the way in 1927 with 5 years of prison just because they're gay.
And had the common, the strength really to come out and be risk takers with it.
The courage.
to even try to live their true selves.
While I was sitting in this movie, then I realized, oh my goodness, I'm really embarrassed in me. One of the gay guru people in America that preaches gay community and gay culture has really dropped the ball. For 8 consecutive weeks, there is a lost wedding photo story in 1957 in Los Angeles. And here's the setup. What happened was a man came into a store to produce pictures.
Back in the prehistoric age when we did that.
That's right, in 1957. And when he went back to get his pictures, the store that produced the pictures said, these are illegal, and if you do not get out of my store, I'm going to call the police. And there is a full mystery wedding going on right now. There's this organization, and we're going to play you some video about it, of a full search of who these 2 men were and these gay wedding photos.
Oh, wow.
And it tore my heart out because I realized after watching Downton Abbey, in my suspending this story for 8 consecutive shows, we've had this ready, and always we have shelved it. And I tell you, America, I'm embarrassed because I did not realize so clearly that these 2 men are heroes in the gay community. Yeah. Imagine how embarrassing it would have been to go into that photo studio and say, this is totally wrong on the greatest moment of your life, and we're going to call the police.
How scary. Yeah.
They're full search of trying to see if these 2 guys are alive or anyone knows them.
Wow.
What do you think about this story?
Well,
Downton Abbey and this.
I'm embarrassed for you. I would like you guys to know that the rest of the hosts here, did not have anything to do with Al's mistake.
It was me.
It was Al. So please don't come read us. But I do think that I do think that this is. Wouldn't it be wonderful if on this show we were able to find these?
Wouldn't that be?
We'd be their milk carton.
It would be.
We found out who they were. They probably are not alive, but if they were,
my first thought was, imagine the best moments of your life suddenly becoming the worst, most terrifying moment of your life.
That's right. Just like in Downton Abbey, just going to, I'm not revealing the storyline, but the guy that works at Downton Abbey meets somebody from London that is connected with the king, and he saves him. He was so powerful, he was able to save him, but he basically froze and realized, my life is destroyed just like that.
Well,
I'm going to have to go watch the movie.
You know.
Oh, you will. I haven't told you a fraction of what.
For so long, you know, I said that I would never get married because of the argument, the debate around it, because I didn't believe in marriage anyways as a concept, right? When I see these kind of photos, they really, you know, pull at my heartstrings because I've been married, and I got married right here at Bubbles and Pearls. And the whole time, I cried through the whole thing, okay?
Nice.
I think I was crying away my freedom. That's what it was, but whatever, you know. I say that, you know, what a special moment it is for all of us in the LGBT community, and this is why these things are so important, because the youth, you know, the millennials, I'm sorry, Napoleon, to group you in with them and Aaron.
Or the Gen Y.
Yeah, the Gen Y. Oh, my God.
Gen
you know,
Zers,
that don't understand the fight. Like, what these gentlemen right here who were celebrating
Endured.
that moment, the most important moment of their life, that they didn't even really get to record it.
Let's just hope that the rest of their life made up for this disappointment.
They were happy.
You know, to your story, I also, when Florida was the first,
30 more seconds.
Florida was, we were able to get married in Florida before it became national. I refused to get married in Florida because I did not want to get married until it was legal for everybody. I just felt it was irrelevant to get married in Florida if I went to Georgia, my marriage wasn't worth a damn. So when it became national in across the nation, that's when I got married, and I wish that they lived in our time, but
Exactly.
hopefully
we could make right on it. America, I want to say one more time, and Power's actually right. I forestalled this story. It was all ready for 8 weeks, for 2 months. And after watching Downton Abbey, I realized that people that have come in front of us are really the pioneers, and that's really important. Let's move on. Next celebrity hot topic is about Golden Girls. Golden Girls. Do you love it?
Yes.
Well, there's kind of a reboot that is starring and Jane Lynch, and Cyndi Lauper has signed on.
I can't
It's
wait.
going to be on Netflix. It's not the Golden Girls. It's not the NBC storyline, but it's going to reboot the older women storyline of the Golden Girls, but as lesbians. Do you think this is important? Do we need it even?
Anything with
Is
Jane
that the
Lynch.
storyline?
That is the storyline.
As lesbians?
Yes.
So all the girls are going to be lesbians?
Yes.
How is that? I don't know
Lesbian
this.
Golden
What's
Girl?
going on?
What? That just made it even better. Anything Jane Lynch is important. First
Yeah.
of all, let's just establish that. Okay. Just that she's my hero.
Well, because now I'm moving
Learned
into
everything
these
about Eric.
years. Now I'm moving into these years, and I'm
You're a Golden Girl now.
I'm doing my best to transition into that, whatever that is. I don't know what it is, so I'm not.
I'll tell you about it later after the show.
I want to remind America, if you haven't, millennials, if you haven't watched Golden Girls, all you have to do is turn to our gay network called Logo.
And they will only play that all day.
24 hours
It's like that
a
and
day,
everything that was not
7
on
days
Nick
a
at
week.
Night.
Right. Let's move on. Another topic in celebrity headlines is another iconic, beloved movie, and that is The Devil Wears Prada. It has been announced that a new musical is coming. It's going to do its out-of-town tryouts in Chicago before it moves to Broadway, and I think one of the big stories is the guy who wrote the score for the Broadway and movie musical is Elton John, and he's doing
Anybody
The
ever heard
Devil
of
Wears Prada. What do y'all think about this? Is this big news?
I feel like Elton John is going to be too just like grandiose and amazing and intense for a movie like The Devil Wears Prada. Don't get me wrong.
What?
Don't listen. Don't
Too
attack
grandiose
me.
for a Meryl Streep? What does that even mean, Aaron
Listen,
Phoenix?
I'm just hoping that Meryl Streep finally gets her Academy Award or
Finally
whatever it is
gets
that
her
she's-
Academy Award.
I'm
She's
just-
had four. What is
Academy
it that's
Awards
going
than any
on?
person in history.
Okay, well, there's some awards she ain't won yet, though.
Somebody
Should've
can make
won
a
one.
Not an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar,
somebody can
Tony
make
winner,
a gift
no.
out of out of my reaction just
Right,
now.
could
When
please,
Aaron-
right.
I was just
Jared Curry, play that back.
Look, it was a very lighthearted, funny movie, and Elton John did The Lion King. Like, that was an intense
You spend so much time
soundtrack.
looking into like the deep part, like intense parts of gay culture,
That's
but
what
not
I
the
do.
fun lightness of Meryl Streep playing anything.
Wait,
That's
here,
what I do.
let me. I
Guys,
want to
don't
move
get
on.
lost here,
I want to
okay?
move on.
It's
I want to
all
move on, but I want to do one of the best lines in The Devil Wears Prada. That is all. Headlines.
That's a good one.
Let's move into headlines.
Phoenix needs to play.
First, the presidential town hall took place over the weekend. Historic. It is the first town hall of presidential candidates in history in the gay community.
Where
Could
was
you
everyone?
imagine 4 years ago it even being discussed? Frankly, and I was intricately involved with President Obama. Drop. It's impossible. It's just impossible. It happened over the weekend in Iowa. And we want to show you an example of what happened at the town hall that was hosted by GLAAD and The Advocate. Watch this.
Please welcome the groundbreaking star of Pose and American Horror Story, and a force in the fight for equality, Angelica Ross.
Welcome to Cole College and the LGBTQ Presidential Forum. I am Angelica Ross, if you don't know. I want to make sure America understands that Black trans lives matter.
Good to see you, Senator. So, Senator, if elected president, what should LGBTQ Americans expect from the first 100 days in office?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. Dana Martin, Jasleen Ware, Ashanti Carmen, Claire Legato, Malaysia Booker, Michelle Tamika Washington, Paris Cameron, Shinelle Lindsay, Chanel Spurlock, Zoe Spears, Brooklyn Lindsay, Denali Berry Stuckey, Kiki Fantroy, Pebbles Ladime Dime Doe, Tracy Single, Bailey Reeves, Beloved Slater, Jalea Jamar. 18 trans women of color who have been killed so far this year. It is time for a president of the United States of America to say their names.
Well, America, that is breathtakingly significant. It has never happened before in American history. To that degree or in that form, never. First, before we talk about this, I have to congratulate production.
Yeah.
You don't know this. Elizabeth Warren did a fantastic thing, committed to reading the names handwritten on cards. Production looked at this and said, you know what? This is not enough. And they took Elizabeth Warren and modified it and spent quite a significant amount of time finding their pictures and assigning their names in the screen.
These are the trans women who have been killed this year in the U.S., by the way, in case that wasn't clear.
That's right. And this was all done in production, and it's happening out. I congratulate all of production. It is moving to me because this moment has never happened. I congratulate Frank Garcia, the creative director, who had this idea to show their faces and names, and to Jared Curry that made that video possible.
Beautiful.
They both and all of production made Elizabeth Warren look even better. Elizabeth Warren, when we post it on your page, I hope you say so, because it is totally
Aaron,
awesome.
You were already saying that was 18 names that were set up there.
And I don't want to confuse any other issue as I posted. We've talked about this, of focusing on these 18.
Right.
The LGBTQ forum that took place in Iowa, what did y'all think? Was it a big deal?
Of course it was a big deal. Of course it was. And this moment when I saw that Elizabeth Warren is kind of my favorite at the moment, one of, and when she started reading the names, I got chills. And I don't want to give her too many cookies just for being an ally. But this
Why
is
not?
Well, because people are dying. You know what I mean? People are being murdered. And so just saying, listen, I've never seen in the LGBT forum, I've never seen more people fumble the word transgender than my first episode when I was on It's Happening Out.
Hello, are we talking about
Okay.
Al, right?
I love y'all, like I do. But it was very much, it was a little forced. It was very, we got to talk about trans people are in crisis, trans people in the military, trans people in crisis. But Elizabeth Warren did something that was a little more heartfelt, and she seemed to get it a little more. So, and it's...
Look, when you have a president of the United States trying to ban trans men and women out of the military, Elizabeth Warren wins hands
or
down.
ban them from abuse shelters, or ban them from getting the health care that they need. There's more important things, don't get me wrong, that's a big deal. But everybody talked about the military, trans people in the military. How about trans people with no health care, trans people on the streets, trans people who can't get help, trans people who are resorting to survival sex work and then being incarcerated for it and then being abused in prison?
I want to cut off, and you come back, or anybody else come back when we do the next headline. But one of the things that I want to point out, Elizabeth Warren is a surprise. As America already knows, I participated with her in the Miami debate. And I said, Elizabeth Warren can't win because her organizational structure is so poor. Hello, there's a very good chance that Al's going to eat crow on that observation.
And I love
you really hope it more than anyone.
Right, and here's the reason why. Breaking news, America. This is the Quinnipiac poll this morning, just announced. Elizabeth Warren, for the first time, has moved into the top candidate in the United States of America.
There you go.
She has increased 8% to 27%. Joe Biden has dropped 7% to 25%. Bernie Sanders, where he sits, Mayor Pete, where he sits, and Kamala. Now, remember, this now number has no effect in terms of what has happened in the last 3 or 4 days. So Joe Biden is not affected by any of the news that has taken place in the last
before all this.
Exactly right. This poll was completed. Now, any other thoughts about Elizabeth Warren and the candidates?
Well, in general, we're talking about the forum as a whole, correct?
Yes.
So I want to how many of you guys actually knew about that ahead of time and were waiting for it to watch? Aaron is raising his hand.
I knew
Josie
about it.
sort of.
Talking about
but-
who watched, we're going to do that as a separate topic. Next.
Okay,
So
I
let's not do
wanted
that.
to move into that a little
Okay,
bit.
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, no, wait.
I mean,
Let's do that.
I'll
'cause
tell
it's-
you
wait,
about
it's-
Warren. Let me just comment on
Okay,
Warren really
all right.
quick. Okay, the fact there were all of the candidates, the Democratic candidates, were invited to this LGBTQ event, and they Sanders did not show up. Okay, let's be very clear about that. Warren showed up, and man, I applaud her courage to be a woman, to be the one. She's always the one who's stepping out and saying and speaking like boldly. She doesn't care if she offends you.
Speak
she
the
doesn't
truth, whether
care
it fills
if
the room or clears the
Yeah, it doesn't matter, and I applaud her for
you
that.
like Elizabeth Warren. Let's refocus in terms of a second topic here on the LGBT forum over the weekend. Headline 2. Let's look at that slide. The GLAAD LGBT Democratic Presidential Forum was almost not watched.
Yeah,
It was a
ridiculous.
streaming event.
Yeah.
At the beginning, MSNBC had 37,000 views. GLAAD had 47,000 views. It's moved into about the low 100s. But this show tonight is likely going to be 500 to 600,000 people. What happened here
Elizabeth
on
Warren, you
why
wanna come on It's
no
Happening
one
Out?
watched this? What is it saying about the gay community? This was a historic opportunity that so few people participated
I'm not
in.
going to put this on the gay community. I'm going to put it on whoever was supposed to be promoting this event. First of all, I wouldn't have even known about it if I didn't sit on this panel here at It's Happening Out. That's the first thing. It was horribly promoted. Nobody knew about it. So they need to do a better job. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I noticed that another reason I think that it wasn't really watched, even if it was promoted, was because I find that right now everything that's gay and fabulous is in. But this is an indication to me that LGBT issues are still not as in as gay.
Even
Power,
with
that's
our own
exactly it.
community?
22
Huh?
candidates.
Even with our own community?
Even with our own community. Well, our own community didn't know about it.
Power, you
Okay.
hit a bullseye
Yeah,
with
but
that. I was trying to think about why I was so disgruntled when I was basically forced to watch it for this show. I kept putting off this task of watching it. Why didn't I want to watch it? I kept thinking to myself, why didn't I want to watch this? It's issues that are supposed to be more relevant for me. It's literally my job. And I came to the conclusion that it's because it's not a part of the main conversation. I don't want this separate but equal forum where I'm supposed to go if they want to address me singularly. I want them to address me in mass so that they have
Power.
accountability for their actions.
I'm sorry, Napoleon, that is impossible. The significance of this forum is that we are even on the stage.
Right. Well,
that
and
has never
and this
happened
wasn't
before.
necessarily a matter of. This wasn't a matter of separate but equal. This was a matter of you're not speaking about our issues on the main stage. You're not. So we're going to make you speak about the main issues. I loved the fact that they asked them the tough questions. All these candidates came out with a speech. They all came out ready to, they had looked up their HRC fast facts online on the way there. They had all studied up their social justice vocabulary words.
I got my flag in my
But
pocket.
when they got there, they wanted to
That's
know,
funny.
why did you vote for Don't Ask, Don't Tell? Why did you vote for Defense of
Joe
Marriage
Biden
Act?
was
Why
challenged
didn't
right
you,
out of the gate.
Why
And-
didn't you come up and show up for the gay community?
By the way, Joe Biden's soundbite, we don't show it. When Joe Biden was asked what he did in the 90s, of going right along with Clinton and Obama, by the way, he said, what's the big deal? I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
Paraphrasing. Joe Biden said, what's the big deal? I was the first Democratic national candidate that came out for the gay community unconditionally and dropped a bomb on Obama, saying, I never had to evolve.
And that's bullshit. And I call bullshit because he voted for Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and he voted for Defense of Marriage Act before. Now, yes, he did vote to repeal it, but that's evolution.
Wait, wait.
Call
I'm
out
going to
your own
call
bullshit. No, call.
And the reason is because in the 1990s, Senator Joe Biden voted for Don't Ask, Don't Tell, was not supportive of gay marriage. In the millennial, when Bush became president of the United States, up to Obama and him becoming vice president, his point was, this is old news. I am the leading Democratic supporter of the LGBTQ America, of politicians in America. I did not need to evolve. In the 90s, I didn't do it, but nobody did it.
But
And
that's
I
okay,
can
great.
do it faster.
So now
You
that,
said it-
we don't have to do anything, we already know that. In life, we don't have to do anything, okay? It's really actually a get to, okay? We get to be conscious, guys, okay? We get to be progressive. We get to be visionaries. If you're a public servant, you're in politics, you get to be knowledgeable about all of your constituents.
Al, you said it yourself
who are
a few weeks ago
including
about a
the
different
LGBT.
topic. You said a few weeks ago about a different topic. Just because it's popular does not make it right.
True.
Just because everyone else is doing it does not make
right.
it right. You still had to evolve. Joe Biden, call out your own bullshit
Okay.
and be willing to say, yeah,
all
I
right.
did evolve.
And really, at the end of the day, when we think about it, you
15
say
seconds,
you,
and I'm gonna
you
move
say
forward.
that it was the promotion, and I agree with that. But beyond
Wait.
that, what's up with our LGBT
You'll have-
community?
you-
What's up with our LGBT? Where are you guys?
You'll have-
when it involves you, where are you?
You'll have a few more moments to that point of the marketing. Now, before you show this slide, production, please stay with me and wait on the slide until I call for it. There is going to be a historic second LGBT political forum. It is on October 10th in Los Angeles. It is going to be sponsored on network television, cable television, CNN. MSNBC did not broadcast Cedar Rapids on MSNBC. They did it only in streaming. That affected them. Apparently, they're not paying attention to it's happening out that you can be successful in streaming. On October 10th, the second presidential forum will take place with a town hall in Los Angeles. Now, wait for me, production. We are going to help, sponsored by the HRC and CNN, to promote it. The exact points you all made. Let's start talking about it now. Tune in October 10th. And by the way, America, by the way, gay America, we're going to give you a really easy way to participate and interact in this LGBT historic presidential forum.
Yay.
Because It's Happening Out is participating. Look at this slide here of the cast and simulcasting live with CNN and HRC. And we are going to bring it right to America. And we hope that there will be a gigantic number, which there wasn't in Cedar Rapids. Any final thoughts about October 10th and what we've watched
I
in
hope
these
they're
two
ready because I
historic-
got questions.
You got
and
questions?
it's not okay to just say gay is okay anymore. I got real questions about how you're going to show up.
And here's an invitation for all the gays out there. Guys, get off of YouTube and being obsessed with celebrities and get obsessed with our community. How about that?
Yes.
And one other thought that I would say, I wasn't such a fan of this last weekend. I really wasn't. I
The
thought
forum?
from a streaming standpoint, it wasn't so good.
Well, and it was a lot of
The
straight people straight-explaining
HRC,
our
the Human
questions
Rights
to us.
HRC, is our leading political voice in America for community and has been for decades. CNN does an outstanding job of being fair and balanced, and we want to support both because they're bringing our gay community right front and center in America. We congratulate both of
Yes,
them.
Jerry Curry, can you run that slide back of all of us so people can look at me again?
Yeah, get obsessed
all right.
with us, with celebrities at the table.
Let's move on in other headlines. Democratic, really? Democratic LGBTQ plus activist Ed Buck has been arrested after the third man has been found dead from an overdose in his West Hollywood home.
Oh, boy.
He's
That
a
was a
big
buzzkill.
name in Democratic circles. Just briefly, let's only 30 seconds or so. What's the big story here? What
I
was-
didn't even know who the guy was, to be perfectly honest. But Power, I feel like I should pass
this
too.
this could have been me. Well, minus the dead part, but this could have been me because those men. When you actually read up on this story, he was basically this big party boy who attracted young gay men over to his house, had drugs galore, sex galore. It's basically, for me as a recovering drug addict, it was basically a Candyland. And but for the grace of God, it could have been me, one of those guys. So I don't know what took them 3 deaths to finally nab this guy. I don't know if that's just because of his class, because of his race. I don't know what it is, but money, whatever it was. Thank goodness,
privilege.
finally he's off the streets.
All kinds of privilege. Well,
Let's move on and talk about Mayor Pete.
speaking
Mayor
of white
Pete,
privilege.
come
damn.
on. Easy on
No
Mayor
way.
Pete.
It's just
Come
because he's gay,
on.
isn't it?
Mayor
Aaron?
Pete did a radio interview this week, and he said something, frankly, that brought me to a stop. I asked them to show it to me. It's a radio interview. We do not have visual on it, but we do have the interview, and we have the words in it. Mayor Pete said that he is criticized too much by the LGBTQ community because he is the wrong kind of gay. Our first gay presidential candidate, and he's the wrong kind for our community.
Come on.
Watch this radio interview from Mayor Pete.
And I'm sure you've heard this before in LGBT circles that more masculine presenting men have more access. How different would it be if you were quote unquote more feminine?
It's tough for me to know, right? Because I just am what I am, and there's going to be a lot of that. That's why I can't even read the LGBT media anymore, because it's all too gay, not gay enough, wrong kind of gay. Like, geez, all right. All I know is that life became a lot easier when I just started allowing myself to be myself, and I'll let other people write up whether I'm to this or to that.
Yeah.
Frankly, America, doesn't he hit a bullseye? It got a lot easier for me when I stopped trying to satisfy other people, and I was
Absolutely.
just me.
Absolutely,
What
but
do
at
y'all
the same
think?
time, giving up on gay media, like, girl, that's all it took. That's it. Like, you got a little bit of criticism, and you're, oh my God, I can't with the gay media anymore. I'm sitting at this table as part of the gay media. You think I ain't heard that I'm the wrong kind of gay or the wrong kind of whatever?
Please forgive me.
Please.
Please forgive me. Let me
Please.
challenge your perspective. You just had a significant attack on Elizabeth Warren. And I understand your attack on Elizabeth Warren and delivery. You had a significant attack on Biden, and I understand
I
it.
didn't attack Elizabeth.
And okay, all right. Well, let's find the right word so we
But
don't
that's-
argue over the the irrelevant. Mayor Pete is the first gay candidate.
Sure.
And so why can't he just get a pass that if he's a soldier in Afghanistan, he's white, he's masculine? No one's going to criticize or destroy him in social media that you're not the kind of gay I want to be president.
Well-
because you're not going to get any other gay for president.
Well, there it
in
is right there.
2020.
First of all, you're not going to, and that's the plain and simple thing about it. And now, just because you've got that privilege doesn't make you a bad person, but you have that privilege. That being said, though, what am I supposed to do? You want me to bake him a cake? Like, you want me to go find him a store that will bake him a cake under the law? Listen, great for him. I'm glad that he's gay. I'm glad that he's running. Good for him. But nobody gets a pass. Nobody is free from criticism just because you're gay.
And-
That's because
Exactly
you're
what
black
you're saying.
or
If it
whatever.
weren't that, it would be something
Nobody
else that
gets
he's
a pass.
criticized for.
Nobody
This is
gets
what
a pass.
equality looks like. It's being criticized.
If you want to run this country and you want to make the rules about my life and what I'm allowed to do, then no, you don't get a pass.
Okay.
I'm going to criticize everything, every word you say, everything you do, whether it's him, whether it's Elizabeth Warren, whether it's Kamala Harris. I don't care if you're brown,
And
black,
if
or gay.
if the majority of the gay voters in Florida and around the country agree with this perspective, we are going to lose the election.
And I don't think so.
the
I think you're
choice
wrong.
I
think you're wrong.
We're behind now.
We're not even at the primaries
in
yet.
2018, we only took the House to be able to have an impeachment inquiry because more gays and more people came to the polls.
And Aaron,
He's not the only reason gay people are going to come to the polls. You think we're all going to sit home because it's Mayor Pete?
That's what's happened. That's what's happened so many
exactly
times
what's
before,
happened.
though.
Listen, this is
Al
let's
Gore
not
lost the
blur
election in
lines here.
2000.
That is
We're blurring
propaganda.
the lines here.
That is
okay?
propaganda.
And-
We're so divided that I'm just going to vote for Trump
Except
because it was Mayor Pete.
that we just watched that happen a little bit ago with the Democratic Party. Oh, it's not my candidate, therefore I'm just not going to do anything. We just watched that 2 years ago. And at the primary, or not the primary, the midterm elections, just between, and at actually the primaries too. And at every other election we've had since then. This has happened every single election that we've had for the past few years.
It's an interesting
Continually.
observation because in many, I'll say many, not all, in many other minority groups, Jewish, black, religious minority, Latino, there is a dramatic uniting of the majority of that voting bloc saying, even if the candidate is not perfection, this is the best candidate for our minority community. You know the one community that doesn't do that? gay.
Well, and
you know
forgive me
why
for-
the gay community doesn't do it? Let me finish my thought.
Sure.
Because we have 26 fucking letters in LGBTQ+.
Like, that has nothing to
We're
do with
all divided. The
has
trans
nothing to do
community
with it.
says, fuck you, bisexuals.
No,
The
no,
bisexuals say,
no.
fuck you,
No, 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 no,
lesbians.
no.
And that's why it happens.
Forgive me for
Does not happen in Jewish. It
Forgive
does not
me
happen in
for
black.
this episode.
It does not happen in Christian
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it
conservatism.
does. First off. Secondly, forgive me for this one time actually having the optimism and not being the cynicist at the table, okay? But I believe that the gay community is better than that. I do believe that because of the last time that we have learned our
We've
lesson.
let
I
you
hope
down over and over and
you're
over.
gonna continue
That
to let me
came
down.
right
Maybe
out of
I can
President
hope. Maybe I
Obama's
can have
mouth.
the goddamn
Your
hope and
community
resilience.
won't do it.
My community.
I mean,
my
the gay community.
Okay,
Our
but the white
community
gay
won't
male
do it.
community voted for Trump. Okay, so
You're
let's
going
not
to
even go
lose
there.
the election.
Let's not even go there.
And we're going to get somebody that is going to continue to oppress. By the
Well,
way,
then
who?
then
Not
you-
the privileged white guy at
then
the
you-
table.
then you go ahead and continue-
You're going to be crushed.
okay,
And
okay.
you're going to continue to be crushed because you're a 3% a point. 0.03% minority
You're absolutely
in my
right, Al.
community.
You're absolutely
Shut
right.
up.
I am going to continue.
That's what's
no,
going to happen.
you're right. My community is going to continue to be stepped on and crushed. And yet, here we are.
You're not
and
gonna
yet,
get what
I
you
still-
need.
And yet, I still believe.
Optimism doesn't deliver elections.
You know what? You're absolutely
You
right, Al.
spent no
And
money
if
in an
only-
election.
If only we
the
had realized
president
that
of the
last
United
time.
States is
If
elected
only.
by money.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have
exactly.
any.
That's why
Your
I don't support
community
him.
doesn't have any. That's why the .03
And why is that,
voice.
Al? Let's talk
It
about
makes
that.
no
Let's
difference.
talk about that.
It makes no difference.
Let's talk about why that
That's
is.
so
Okay.
unnecessary.
Because you want to talk about low blows?
You
You want to talk about low blows?
You gaslighted this segment.
I'm done with
Mayor,
this conversation.
good.
I'm done.
Good. I hope you don't say another word.
Yeah,
Mayor
I bet.
Pete is desirable for
Mayor
our
Pete,
community.
you are gay enough, and we would love to have you on It's Happening
please,
Out.
for sure.
Please.
And also, I want to keep hearing what all four of you have to say, so please try not to silence each other because we just demonstrated the kind of thing that you were pointing out, Al.
Yeah. Wait,
Of
this is what's
segregation.
going on in the world right now.
And I do agree with you. And I do agree with you.
Wait, this is so serious. The guy is trying to destroy our Constitution. We can't sit around and academically argue what the trans community thinks.
Al, I'm agreeing with you. Are you
are not.
listening? Are you
You
listening?
are not.
Are you listening?
You are not.
Are you listening?
I am listening.
No, you're not.
And you are not.
No, you're not.
You are
listening, Al.
gaslighting the conversation.
That's not
You
how-
are not
That's not how that
agreeing
word
with
works.
me.
Not how that word works.
It-
yeah,
it
I am
is
agreeing.
how it
Listen,
works.
Because
first
literally-
off,
literally
that's what's
what I
wrong in
said-
the world right now. Hold
literally-
on, guys. That's what's absolutely wrong in this society at the moment is we think we need to agree with each other. No, hold on. We need to align with each other because there's something bigger at stake here. And it has
literally what I
nothing
said.
to do with what you agree with or what you
At
agree
this
with.
table-
It's what we can align
Yeah, and I
to.
believe that the gay community
At
will
this
do that. I
table, they are
believe that
not.
the trans community
That
will
is
do
a
that.
wish.
Well, that's your pessimism, not mine.
In 2008,
You own that. That's your pessimism,
if
not
you
mine.
stop talking, you'll hear why. In 2008 and 2012, I actively participated in volunteer, in money, and organizational structure to get the first black man elected president. The LGBTQ community was the weakest link. I sat in the Diplomat
So what's your
Hotel.
message to the LGBTQ
Right.
community?
You got to get out
Tell
and
them.
vote, and you cannot criticize your greatest advocates because that's what causes Mayor Pete's frustration.
You can
He takes it
criticize
back.
and still unify.
I wanna-
you can criticize
I-
and still unify and support.
At what
I criticize
point-
you all the time, and I
at
still
what
support you.
point do you make?
I still support
Well,
you.
Aaron, you have gaslighted the
third
conversation.
page. We got you,
Stop,
man.
everyone, stop. The conversation has been gaslighted by the trans activists at the table.
Whatever.
Now we're going to
Whatever.
watch how Mayor Pete took his observation back. Let's watch this.
I want to get to another tweet about a topic from the news recently. You said in an interview that you, quote, can't even read the LGBT media anymore because it's all he's too gay, not gay enough, wrong kind of gay. And Out Magazine editor-in-chief Philip Picardi tweeted this question. When LGBTQ plus journalism is dwindling despite our rights being threatened at higher rates, why come for queer media?
I appreciate the question and the chance to clear this up. Just to be clear, LGBTQ media plays an increasingly important role, especially at a time like this. I had a grumpy moment where I was thinking about some of the coverage that I do get frustrated with that seems to tell people how to be gay. And that's to be fair, happening in a lot of different sources and places online and in others. And it's one of the reasons why, as a candidate, it's healthy just not to read too many clips about yourself to begin with. But I don't want to take away from the very good work that's being done in the queer media right now.
Do you feel like the scrutiny over your remarks was unfair at all?
No, look, when you're a politician, you're fair game. And even though I don't think of myself as a politician, I'm running for political office. Everything you say is on the record. Everything you say has an impact. And it's important to make sure that you're saying things in the right way and that they're having the right effect.
Look, Mayor Pete apologizes. He basically said he was grumpy that day that he did the radio interview. Our point and our vehement disagreement here is that we have segments in our community and we have difficulty finding paths of agreement. That's why I'm passionate. That's why y'all are passionate. Our go forward in the next 13 months is to try to find agreement.
I have a legitimate question for you. You just said that that we shouldn't be criticizing these people that are here to be our biggest support. Something? Am I misphrasing that?
I don't think it's a question of criticizing. Mayor Pete should be challenged on every single thing he wants to do. Well, if that's
exactly
true,
what I'm saying.
okay, I
Without
withdraw my observation. If that's true, I don't think you're being heard the way you want to be heard.
I guess not.
I
Really.
just put it on the table. You're not heard the way you
Clearly,
need to be
and then
heard.
let me be very clear.
You got 500 words in that conversation.
Here's what I want to say to you both: is that I know that you both agree with that because we've all stated to some degree, at least the ones that are currently at this table, that as it comes to Trump, we wish his supporters or people that voted for him would criticize us more.
I'd vote
would
for
criticize
you,
him
Napoleon,
more.
over Trump. I mean, shit.
But I'm saying that means that we. That's the low bar.
It would
Wow.
take
Wow.
$100 million to get Napoleon on the ballot. Our senator from New Jersey, Cory Booker, if he doesn't raise $2 million by the end of the week, he's out.
Okay.
He is a great supporter of the gay community, and we're going to lose him.
And if we lose him as a candidate, then that sucks. But that doesn't mean that I believe that the gay and trans community are not going to ultimately come together.
You were not sitting here last
Ultimately-
week when all
Well,
of
it
the
seems
hosts
like it's time.
when all of the hosts said
Let's move on.
winning the please don't direct me on what to do either. Last week at the show, we all agreed, is it more important to defeat Donald Trump or elect the person that we absolutely want? And all of you said to defeat Donald Trump. That's the core
I've
of
said
this
that in the
conversation.
past.
You
I
did
said
not.
that the first time we ever
Then
talked
you're not
about
being
Mayor
heard
Pete. Then
in the
you're
way.
not
Jared,
listening.
you're going to have some homework for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we're
Jared
going to have
Curry,
to
roll
play
it
it
back.
to roll
Okay.
it
Roll
back.
it
All right.
back. The first
All
time
right.
we ever talked about him, I said
Okay.
that.
All right.
So
Because
let's play a
Howard
game.
asked me
I'm,
about
it.
I'm a
Yeah,
little
let's play a
stressed.
game
Let's play a
now.
game. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about Halloween
Take
again.
that off, guys, okay?
By the way,
For once, it's
Tell-
not me.
can you tell
Power's never
Aaron's
gotten to watch
passionate?
before.
Can you tell Aaron's passionate on this subject?
Hell
And
yeah.
Can you tell Al's passionate?
This is
Hell
important.
yeah.
We
You're
can't
listening to
stifle
passion.
that.
Okay. All right. let's
That's why it's
move on.
important for you two to be able to talk.
Moving on.
Yes.
Let's move to Shag, Marry, Chop. And we're going to, for the first time, we're going to do a group selection in Shag, Marry,
finally.
Chop. And remember, the Rugby World Cup is going on as we speak. So we thought it would be fun on a group basis to play Shag, Marry, Chop, where each of the hosts are going to pick who they would shag, who they would marry, and who they would chop. And that is the following 3 rugby teams. Look at this at World Cup.
Yes, please.
The first is the Israeli national team. Love them. The New Zealand All Blacks. I have been to multiple of their games. They're the greatest rugby team in history. I love them. Many Maoris, I love them. And the Philippine Volcanoes. All right. Shag, marry, chop.
Well,
You're like, shag 'em all.
I'm sitting here a little bit flustered and also wondering what this exercise is that they're doing and how I become a part of their team.
The guys in the middle at the New Zealand All Blacks are doing a Maori, which is like the Aborigine people of New Zealand. They're doing a Polynesian war dance to scare you, and you would love it.
I am not scared, but I'm feeling something for sure. I would say I would shag the Israeli team because that's a whole lot of fun, and each of them in group. Oh my goodness, that would be everything. I would marry the New Zealand team. I could live with those accents forever. And it's a difficult chop. Nobody should be chopped, but those other two just because I'm overwhelmed for it.
Volcanoes would be chopped.
They'd be chopped.
Okay.
I probably couldn't handle it.
Okay.
Volcanoes,
Josie,
man.
What do you think? Which one are you marrying? Or you're shagging?
Josie was the first to say all of them are so attractive.
I know we're like shag them all.
Sitting over here drooling all episode, waiting for this moment.
But I guess I'm gonna just shag. Okay, I'm just because I have to choose, and we're playing a game. I'm gonna shag the New Zealand All Blacks because, well,
there's no wrong choice. There's no wrong choice.
Okay.
And
You
I'm
like
gonna,
the native tribes.
yeah,
That's
of
who
course.
plays.
You know, brown skin, baby.
Right?
Then I'm going.
They discovered
to,
Hawaii, by the way. They're the ancestors
Well,
of the
good,
Polynesians
because
in
who I'm
Hawaii.
going to marry is the Filipino team, okay?
Oh.
And, hey, Filipinos in the house. Because let me tell you, Filipinos are hard workers. They're loyal. They're very nice people. And they cook delicious food, okay? I'm
Okay.
just saying. And they're cute.
And you're chopping
Okay,
the
and
Israelis?
I'm going to chop the Israelis.
Oh,
I can't
wow.
believe it.
Anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I know. It's all right.
That's
We're sitting here.
exactly
I
right.
thought we were good friends, Josie, but we just chopped each other's people, so I see where we really stand right
Each
here.
other's people have been chopped.
Well,
what are you going to do? Who are
Mine
you
over
shagging?
yours, though. Just kidding.
I think I'm gonna have to, almost go with Josie. I'm gonna have to shag the volcano just to get it out of the way, and then
Oh,
I'm gonna
really?
have to, yeah.
Why? I'm curious.
I mean, you know, dime a
It
dozen.
doesn't sound so exciting.
Dime-
And it should never be used for group.
Exactly, dime.
It should always be yes.
But I'm gonna marry the New Zealand team.
Now, I haven't heard anybody say anything about group activity. Is that
I
important?
thought that was implied.
Well, it's. Why do you think we're sitting here blushing the whole
I thought
time?
it was a given. Wait a
We're
minute.
watching them in group. We're having
we're
some
supposed
fun
to dissect the
imaginations.
picture and pick one? No. This is the first shag, marry, chop I've been interested in because all three choices are a group. So we're gonna chop. I mean, we're gonna shag the volcanoes, get it over with. We're gonna marry the New Zealand team because, oh my God,
The All Blacks.
chopping the Israelis because naturally I'm anti-Semitic.
Yeah. Okay. And Israel, you're anti-Semitic.
Let's
Okay.
just do it. Let's bring Ariana Grande back too.
Go.
Why don't we just do it all?
Yeah. Power. Who are you? shagging?
Well, this is easy for me. I am going to shag the Israeli national team, and they can run a train on me on the Sabbath day. I'm going to marry New Zealand All Blacks because they have the best abs, and the Filipino volcano, they don't look right to me, so they get the chop.
Oh, that came out away. The room gets
I
silent.
rarely get involved in this game, but I'm going to do so tonight.
Ooh.
New Zealand All Blacks are definitely the shag. Now, as I told you, I've seen them play, and I've been to New Zealand a number of times. They are stunning. This war dance that they do is so exciting. They
They do that before everybody.
Yeah.
Al, you know my birthday is coming up.
it's like a
war
14-hour
dance
flight
like a
from
show
Los
'em.
Angeles.
Let's just sit there on loop.
I am going to marry the Israeli team. And I am going to have a combination of it's going to be fun and it will be financially rewarding.
It's very smart.
And then the Philippine volcanoes, I just can't see enough of them. So as a result, I'm.
Oh, but I missed the throwing
Don't
water on the
sugarcoat it,
floor.
girl. You gave them the chop.
That's right. That's right. All right. That brings an end to our show. We hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back next Wednesday. Let me tell you again, we're going to be coming October. Tell me the date.
October 16th.
October
Our full year
16th,
anniversary.
Our 1 year anniversary. We're going to be broadcasting from the World AIDS Museum. We finish our show in a fun way. We bring our friends in from Jets Pizza. We have some pizza and a little party here at the end of the show. And I bring my friend Thomas in. Thomas, we sent your video last week at the end of the show into Jets Pizza Corporate. Not locally, to corporate.
And now you're fired.
And,
Hey, notice how he's rushing to open this up. He wants to put you in the friend zone, Al.
Oh, wait. Oh, you did? But I heard about this. I heard Jets Pizza has, in addition to pizza, all kinds of great pizza.
Yeah.
You have brownies. Tell me, what kind of brownies? Yeah, what kind of brownies are these?
special brownies?
Honestly, after seeing this show, it seems like my brownies, y'all could use more.
Ah!
Like relax.
All right.
And chill out, but Jets will do just as good.
Yeah, all right.
Are these
All right.
sponsored by Liquid
After the
Chocolate?
show, Aaron and I are going to split some of your brownies because none of my comments were.
They need it.
Really wrong.
No wonder how
wait,
many
did I
times you say
say
that
that?
line. It just sounds nasty.
Yeah.
I mean,
in,
I
only
need
here.
it now, too.
Hey, Thomas, I'm definitely sharing your brownies. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good seeing you again this week. Thanks for being here. All right. The end of the show is here. Lots going on. Of course, this was a big day. This is a big week. We hope you stay
Lots of
tuned.
emotion.
Lots of issues are at play. Your vote of who's going to be the next president of the United States is critically important. So we're going to say goodnight, And we're going to start with my friend Napoleon Plays.
To all you rugby and sports players out there, we not only got your back, but we're ready to watch it. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay, and my friend Chef Josie, our host here at Bubbles and Pearls.
Good night, lovers. Just please know that the world needs your love tonight. There's a lot going on. And tune in next week because it's important that you continue to watch. We're having important conversations at this table.
Was that an Elton John reference? That was subtle. I like it.
And to my friend Aaron Phoenix. And that's true, isn't it? You're my friend.
Stevie Wonder.
We'll see. To be decided. To be decided.
Okay.
After the brownies. To the 3% voice in the trans community with very little pull, very little money, very little affect. Your voice still matters. And don't let it get away. Bring it to the table. Good night.
And to my friend Power Infinity.
Good night, children, and all you beautiful Israelites. Remember, our voice is our power, which is why we're all here. So keep on tuning in.
Yeah. America, we explore everything that we can find that we think is of interest to us and interest to you in exploring gay community and gay culture. We've talked about so many different kinds of things. We are not one-dimensional on Donald Trump, for example. He might try to suck all of the oxygen out of the room, but we are more than that. And we are trying to explore that at It's Happening Out. So we hope you keep tuned in. We hope you keep sharing us because we think it is valuable what we are exploring. We're trying to find that community and talk about things that are relevant to you. So as a result, America, if it's important to you, remember, it's happening out.
Good night,
America.